Hello, I'm Mark Knight, and I'm dealing with numerology and the meaning of numbers. And as you can see, I have these numbers spread out, and I have the meanings of these numbers. And every number, every individual person should know what their number is, or for some people, numbers. It's important to know what your numbers are because numbers are like the key to figuring out the future. Um, because you can get an idea of what's coming up ahead if you understand your numbers. Now, what may be good for one person may be bad for another person. Like as you can see right here, the number six for me is bad, but for someone else, it could be a good number. I've heard people say that the number six to them means family. I don't know how they got that, but um, if you think it, you believe it, it becomes real, and it is real. There's a reason why that person said that, you know. Um, but again, um, it's important that you not just look at what I say these numbers mean, but figure out what they mean to you as an individual person. And there's nothing spooky. I want to say this before I go any further. There's nothing spooky about using numerology because even the Bible uses numbers. God tells you to rest on the seventh day, and you know, in Revelations they go into the 666. You know, so I just want to get that whole. I know you have some people that think that you know numbers are evil. You know, that's not true. You can't give credit to the devil for numbers because numbers weren't created by the devil. All right, so let's just get that part out the way now. Um, for me, you can see that the number one represents the beginning. Okay, obviously the best. You know, when you say you're number one, all right, you're the best at that. I put two is I've said this before, is love, unity, companionship, all that good stuff. Three for me is a cycle. Four, I've said before, is balance. Okay, um, and it's very important to have balance, especially if you're in a very unbalanced situation and you're looking for stability. Um, Five is a mysterious number, and it's a mystery to me because I could never figure out the number five. I never really had a thought on that number. And then you go six is bad, okay, but it's also a double cycle, okay. Important to know. Um, it's important to know that um, because if I have three is a cycle, then six is a double cycle. Okay, and then I have seven, just lucky, spiritual. Um, Most people think of the number seven. Uh, they think of the Bible. You know, the 7 days, all that kind of stuff. Then eight is complete balance. Also, for a lot of people, it's for some people that are into the occult, they'll say that eight is, you know, a godly number. But that's not for me. For me, it was always this number right here, the number nine, which is the highest, the greatest, and the end. Why do I say the end? Because after nine, everything else is a combination of numbers. Because there's no such thing as a number 10. 10 is nothing but a combination of 1 and 0. And so on and so on. 11 is nothing but 1 and 1. And 12 is nothing but 1 and 2. Okay? Nothing but compound numbers. And then it goes all the way up until 19. Okay? Which is the highest. And then after 19, you start over again. So that makes this number 10 a transitional number. Because 10 is like going back to 0. And then 1 is starting over again. That's why, no conspiracy theories over here, but 9/11 represented the end of an era and the beginning of a new era. Okay? 9/11. Because 11, if 1 is the beginning, right? 9 is the end. So 9/11 to me would be the end, and 11 would be not just the beginning, but a new beginning. Okay? And that's how it starts all over again. Okay? Now, I came across these numbers um, in my cycles. These are the important numbers in my life right here. 1, 2, 3, 9. Okay. What I've discovered in my life's journey is that if I figure out the 1 and the 2 and the natural cycle of things, I'll be able to figure out the 9, which is the end. Alright, so my life is as simple as 1, 2. The 3 is already there. 1, 2, 9. I skipped the 3 because 3 is nothing but the root of 9 anyway. 3, 6, 9. 3, 6, 9. Okay, so anyway, you'll see that I have Mark Knight 129. That's what it means. I look at life simple like that. If I can figure out the first and the second steps, I already know what the end is going to be. Okay? But it's important to look at your life, look at the past 10 years, because those things are going to happen to you again. What goes around comes around. Those are the principles of life. So if you can remember things that happen to you, first thing you need to start doing, you may not be as good as me at remembering dates. And that's where the people that don't, they look at this and say, this is crazy, this is nonsense. If you could remember dates and the things the very important dates on your life, things that happened 10 years ago, you will notice that very important things are happening on that same dates now. But the problem is that, especially now that we're living in the so-called information age, people are just going on about their life and they're not taking time to really look back, and they're not seeing that certain dates are bringing about changes in their life. Okay? Um, I'm going to do a part 2 um, to this video. Okay? So make sure you check out part 2 because I'm going to get deeper into that. Alright.